Hey everyone, Toastman here. I was all set to release version 1.05 today, and I have run into some problems. And so I'm going to show you the progress I've made so far and highlight the various issues that I ran into that are forcing me to delay release, hopefully tomorrow. But since I have you here, let me show you what I've done. Obviously, I have updated the title screen, a little bit of nice little gentle zoom there on Nei as the intro goes, and as you can see, you can now destroy the corpses there. You can use them as a barrier, and if you just want to get them out of the way, you can just use your weapon, and boom, they are gone. So just a slight upgrade there. And these early levels are mostly the same. I did go through and optimize some of the enemies, so they should be performance should be slightly better. I certainly noticed it on my computer when I was going through these early levels. They seem to do quite well with that first monster you saw. There was called a zombie. These are bulls. Bulls, I didn't really notice a performance increase, but certainly I did with the zombies. They did just fine. So yep, these are more Mrs. levels, and these have been largely unchanged. Occasionally I'll go in and I'll just like change, I'll open up a wall a little bit to make it easier to move around, or I'll add an extra enemy, or take one away. But for the most part, I haven't touched his levels. I've mostly just added my own. As you can see, we're up to 22 levels now. That's quite an accomplishment, and this is one of them. I showcased this in my last video. This is just all of the monster. It's called a ranger, and I've noticed I think I'm having some troubles with performance with this character in particular. I've been going through his code. I helped. I did optimize it a little bit today to make it perform a little bit better. But I noticed, like, when I have slowdown, this guy is usually on the screen. Now, I did have a mouse issue, but I realized that while my mouse did have problems, there is an actual lag when there's a lot of these creatures on the screen, and it doesn't matter whether or not you use the weapon. You can still run into issues where performance slows way down. So I'm working on that. That's one of the things that's in this new release that I wanted to push out, so that users could experience just slightly enhanced playtime when there's lots of stuff on the screen. There are still issues, but I am working on it. It's not as straightforward as I thought it would be. So I will keep working on that, and eventually I will figure that one out, and hopefully this will perform even better than what I'm hoping for right now. So this of course is another one of the levels I've developed apart from Mrs.'s levels that are part of the original release in his awesome game called String. This is one of his levels. He did these during a game jam, so some of these are kind of simple. This is one of my own. I think you can see the difference in styles. Mine kind of look more like Dungeons and Dragons for the most part. I did add a new power-up. This is a full health heart. So if you and I put one of them on this level in that corner that Nei just went through. So I noticed that, like, this level, and there's another level where it's just, you can certainly finish the level without needing a full health power-up, but this certainly makes it much easier for the people, the casual gamers, to actually get through the entire game in one sitting. So I want to make that a little bit more accessible for everyone, a little easier to play, but still at the same type of difficulty level. Right, we have here a mixed bag here of just the common elements of the other levels, all integrated into one. Pretty easy layout. That was another Mrs. level. This is yet another Mrs. level. This one is the secret one that I discovered in buried in the source code. I had no idea that this one even exists. And I think that he also ran into some problems with this just because there was so many on screen, and this one is another candidate that would chug every now and then. So this one has the power up as well. So if you get it, it's like a bluish heart. It'll give you full health. Now here is a new element. This is called my DeathBull, and they have it's one touch death. So it's kind of like death in Gauntlet. Of course, I don't think that it's an auto death in Gauntlet, but here it is. So if they touch you, you're dead. It's just game over, and so it makes it a lot more difficult to just it doesn't matter how much health you have or nothing. They can just wipe you out, and so as you can see, it takes quite a few tries to actually get this right. But you can learn how to get around him and strategize and beat the level. But it will take you a few tries, even if you know what to do. It can take a little bit of luck sometimes. And so that's just basically some tweaks to the existing bull enemy. I've in many cases doubled the speed, reduced the wait time by half, and so he is just the DeathBull is just a terror, especially when you run into a lot of them, which you will in one of my later levels. Actually, one of the hardest levels in this game is the one that I just added today, and I played it and I'm like, oh my god, this is like impossible. And I was laughing to myself because is anyone actually going to be able to beat this? I mean, I can figure it out if I play, if I tweak it here and there long enough, but like somebody who actually has a copy of the game, are they actually going to beat it? And so I wasn't so sure, so I must have died like 20 times before I actually did it. And I'm like, oh my god, it's beatable. So I included it. It's frustrating. It's a frustrating level, and unfortunately, I'm not covering that level in this video. Actually, that's one that performs well. There's no actual slowdown or anything in that level. As you can see, there's a blue heart again. That one gives you a full life. That bigger one gives you another unit of health for the max, your max life. And so that was the upgrade I did to this level. I just I took out a little bit of the wall, and then I replaced the standard health hearts with full health. And I think that made it a lot more bearable, a lot easier. But it does have the one-touch death DeathBulls. So here's another element I just added today. Those are, if anyone has played Phantasy Star 2, they'll notice that's the BioLab, and so I'm using them kind of in the same sense as you'll find it in Gauntlet. In Gauntlet, you'll have these nests and this creatures spawning continuously forever. So I thought that would be a wonderful element to put into this game. So that's my BioLab or BioMonster spawner. And it does the same thing. It does limit the number of on-screen characters because obviously you've seen the performance issues. So it can't just go indefinitely, or it'll just everything will just go to a crawl. Now, this is another thing. You can see that there's the DeathBulls are being manufactured in the BioLab. That's actually not supposed to happen. I'm not supposed to get those. That was actually a little bit too cruel. But the funny thing was, when I was playtesting this, I discovered this, and I'm like, well, is it beatable? Okay, can I actually beat this? I didn't know, because I was like, this isn't supposed to be here. And that was kind of like an indicator, like, I might not be able to just release this. I might have to go back. And as you can see, those suckers are hard. You'll just die and die and die. But if you hang in there, you can eventually get lucky. You also figure out how to beat them. It is possible, even with very low life, to beat this entire level. And as you can see, it's really like a maze, and I mean, sometimes you feel like you just can't win. So I've already died 6 times just trying to get anywhere in this, and during this playtest, I was actually just gonna give up and just release it. Because on my own, when I built the level, I would playtest just the level. and this is just my walk through the whole entire thing before I release it. So I'd already play tested the actual level, and I've actually beaten it. I actually was able to advance to the next level. So this is more, really a formality. I'm like, okay, I'll just record this, for YouTube, and we'll just see if I run into any problems. Not expecting there would be any problems. So this little sprower here, this is a little tricky. As you can see, it's really easy to die with those guys, but there is a way to defeat that actually rather easily. I wouldn't say that it all depends on luck, but you certainly do need to hit it right with this pattern. So obviously that the nest, the biolab nest, you need to take that out first, and you kind of just gotta coax this guy out, and he will charge you, and just make sure that this thing is going. Sometimes like I want to electrify right away, and so you're like, oh crap, you're running, and you have the death string. It's all extended, but it's just not retracting, and trying electrocuting anything. So that can be pretty hairy situation. But okay, let's try this again. So going round and round, and poke your head out. Hopefully he'll follow you, and then obviously take out your death string. And they kind of got a weird pattern. There we go. Yeah. Eventually they get really stupid and they just charge right into the weapon. So that's great. So this is the third section of this level, the very last one. And again, the one-touch DeathBulls aren't supposed to be there. So as you can see, I wrapped that around really good, and I beat it. But here was the problem I came across. I'd beaten the whole thing. I'm looking around. I'm like, did I get it? Did I get all the monsters? And the portal hasn't opened up, but I can't find any more monsters. Like, oh, surely there's another monster around here somewhere. And I'm looking and can't find him. Where did he go? Okay, here's one. Boom. Okay. Oh, that's it. No, didn't open the portal. And I keep looking around, and there's none. There are no enemies on the board, but it's not opening the portal, so we can advance to an even worse level. And so when I hit this part of my playtest, I realized I absolutely couldn't release it without fixing this problem, because there's nothing worse. No worse feeling in the world where you get through a difficult level like this, where there's multiple parts to it, and where you can die in one touch very easily. And if you accomplish all that and you still can't beat the level, it's terrible. So I was thinking about, okay, well maybe I should just leave in the level skip. And I started doing that. And I'm like, most people aren't going to read the comments where it says, okay, if you have any problems, just, you can just level skip. So anyways, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk to you again later. Take care.